The court ruled in a 5-4 decision in favor of Miranda. In a 7-2 ruling, the court decided that a woman has the right to an abortion. The court ruled in favor of Johnson in a 5-4 decision. The court ruled in a 6-3 decision in favor of Atkins. In a 5-4 decision, the court ruled that it is unconstitutional to execute someone who has committed a crime under the age of 18. The court ruled in a 7-2 decision in favor of Duncan. The Supreme Court ruled in a 5-4 decision that prayer in schools was unconstitutional. In a 7-2 ruling, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the United States. In an 8-0 ruling, the Supreme Court voted in favor of the United States. In a 6-3 ruling, the courts decided that the search was constitutional under the Fourth Amendment. The Supreme Court ruled in a 6-4 decision in favor of Heller. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Board of Education in a 5-4 ruling. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of Hayes in a 5-4 decision. In a 9-0 ruling, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Gideon. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the schools. In a 6-1 ruling, the Supreme Court ruled that it is unconstitutional to pray in public schools. The Supreme Court ruled in a 7-2 decision in favor of the students.
In a 7-0 ruling, the court ruled in favor of the Rotary Club of Dorrit.
In a 6-3 ruling, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of MEP. In a 5-4 ruling, the Supreme Court ruled that there could be no alternative method established. In a 6-2 vote, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of California. In a 5-4 ruling, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Escobedo. In a 6-3 ruling, the Supreme Court ruled that the search was reasonable under the Fourth Amendment. The Supreme Court ruled 9-0 in favor of the New York Times Company. In a 9-0 decision, the Supreme Court ruled that de jure racial segregation was unconstitutional. The Supreme Court voted 7-2 in favor of Coker. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Citizens United. In a 9-0 ruling, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Loving. In a 6-3 ruling, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Shinnick. In a 5-4 ruling, the Supreme Court voted in favor of Oregon. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court voted in favor of Lopez.